Coming in just a little over 3,000 pounds. Oh no, it's a NoBo here at Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan. And this isn't a brand that we carry, but it's got a lot of neat little features to it. It is very heavily GeoPro inspired. A lot of people don't realize the NoBo series is actually kind of an evolution and an offshoot from the RPod family, the RPod Surveyor group. So a lot of its DNA comes from that direction. They basically said, what if we put our DNA into a GeoPro kind of concept? And this is sort of the result. And it's not a knock against anybody. It's a neat little thing. It's not exactly like a GeoPro. It's not a knockoff. It's not a clone. It's its own thing. I could see how somebody would like this. It is lightweight. It's real solid feeling in how the build comes together to it. We're going to share some of the underskin details, like how she's an Azdel under the skin kind of job here, and go through the floor plan. Something that really kind of struck me though is it's like a 6-foot body. It's like 6.5 wide or something like that. It is a narrow body like an RPod, and man, you can, you see that when you come up. Now, that also means you can see around this baby a little more easily. Like when you're going down the highway, you don't necessarily need towing extension mirrors. You're not going to regret having them. Well, look at this little baby doll right here. You can park that in the garage of a fifth-wheel toy hauler and have room to spare. And that internal DNA as a member of the RPod family I mentioned, it starts to really present itself here when you see the layout, like giving you the entry door as a reference point here. I would like to have all of these windows open for you, but a couple of these draw shades don't want to stay up. It looks like they need to be restrung here. Very similar to an RPod. It does feel like they could have used this space for some overhead storage in this area. It would probably add a little weight and maybe some cost that they're trying to avoid, but those blank spaces right there, I really wish I could have seen something. Even like a folding, like you'll see like a folding shelf above the rear bed area, even something just to be able to put stuff there or flip it out of the way. I would have liked to see, but that's not necessarily, like there's nothing wrong with the camper as it is. I get why they're doing what they're doing. They're trying to be small, they're trying to be light. We are carpetless for easy cleaning. You got that free floating elliptical base table right there, and that front dinette can fold itself down into a little sleeper if need be. Now the only trick with this sucker is that it is so darn small that I gotta really maneuver my way around in here. And starting right up top here, sometimes even just a simple plastic strut to help keep a door open is a very welcome thing. It doesn't always have to be fancy to be effective. The dish drying sink cover right there will give you a little bit of horizontal function space when you need it. You can see that you've got the like flush mount stovetop cover as well to give you a little prep area. Now up top here you've got that microwave on the shelf above the refrigerator. It's very uncommon looking. Actually, it reminds me of some old classic kind of tiny Fleetwood Terry single axle little stuff that they used to build, man, way back when. I'm really dating myself on that one. That's kind of like when you say, I remember when Atari was new. Well, okay, Grandpa, it's time for you to take your medication. Go lay down. Good storage below that sink, though. This, I like what they did here. That is very good use of space. Now, there's drawers inside of a door over there, which I know a lot of people don't prefer, but I'll tell you exactly why they're doing this. Because there doesn't have to be a stile in between the two of them, like a little gap, they can squeeze a third drawer in instead of just two. So when you're in a small camper like this where every ounce of storage really makes a big difference, I totally get why they did it. Now, a very cool thing here. So this refrigerator is like a fridge-freezer combo, very similar to what GeoPro is using. One neat thing on this, though, is this is not gas, well, not just gas and electric. It is 110 electric, it is propane gas, and it is also 12 volt. So that is a rare find 3-way refrigerator, which is, like I said, well, rare find. Now on the other side here, that television is on a swing arm mount. If you want to pivot that around for easier viewing at the dining area, depending on what seat you're at, you can. It's not just flush mounted against that wall. It's just strapped down for transit, so I thought, hey, I'll leave it there. Now then they've got this little thing, and it reminds me of that movie with Adam Sandler, where all these little hidden compartments, he's like, a lot of people don't know it, but you could put your things in there. The idea here is if you look down inside there, that's where all your like power outlets and your USB plugs and coax. It's a neat little hidden phone charge station, and you see how the TV plug and wiring actually goes like through that little eyelet right there. It's a neat little way to be able to keep all that ugly scraggle full of cables out of the way. I would have liked to have seen a little more polish and refinement, like the way that none of these things are exactly straight up and down, but every RV, even the RVs that we carry here at Haylett RV, also have their little glitches sometimes. I've never claimed that the things that we carry are perfect and other things are not. And if you watch our new RV reviews or even our used stuff that we've sold and taken in on trade, I don't shy away from where those have had errors either. Now over here, we've got the Wobble Wet Bath. Ba-do-do-do Wet Bath. So this is a combination toilet shower, which, based on the fact that there's still the original factory sawdust in here that probably wiggled loose from some of the production of like the wall boards and stuff, it doesn't indicate to me it was used a whole heck of a lot. Similarly, that extra large vent fan up top here, looking pretty darn clean, indicates that it wasn't very heavily used there as well. This is smart though. This is something like the Wolf Pups at Haylett RV do as well. The little mini sink over here. So that, a couple of cool things. So if you're showering, that is actually a nice little almost bucket to keep your shampoos and stuff right on hand, which is very handy, very cool. The other thing you can do is obviously wash your toilet hands in the bathroom instead of in the kitchen sink, which a lot of people don't like. I will give you one little pro tip here from your Uncle Josh, the RV Nerd. After you're done showering, if you do ever use this for a shower, take your towel and make sure you wipe down these walls, because these are not like shower surround panel walls. The walls in there are the exact same wall board with the wallpaper that you're looking at out here. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. That just means that there's one extra thing you got to do when you take a shower, although that massive XL vent fan there will help a great deal. Now, if you're paying attention, you're noticing how there's daylight coming in through over here. Don't have a heart attack. This has, as you'll see when we go outside, a full side-to-side pass-through, but it also passes into the RV compartment space. So they gave you, again, because cargo in a small camper is a very precious thing. It's sometimes hard to come by. They gave you as much as they could here. I got to measure this out, but based on the fact that this is only like 6 or 6.5 foot wide, I'm not sure that is a true queen length. Actually, hold on. I'm going to grab my phone, use the measuring app, and check that real quick. Yeah, just verified. This is a camp queen. I was doing the math in my head real quick, and that's what I was coming up with, but I wanted to make sure. So these are those little kind of folding shelves. Again, I sort of wish something like that was above the dining area in the front, just to give you the option of having a little bit of cargo space up there. It's not the same as a cabinet, but it's also better than just a blank wall, The TV, if you wanted to, you could also remount back here in the bedroom, or you could get yourself a second screen if you're so inclined. I like the look and color and shape of this thing. It's a lot of fun. Now, a couple interesting things. Because this is only like a, 6.5 foot body, but you've got like a standard axle here. That means that the axle sits outside of the body. GeoPro does a similar thing, even though GeoPro is slightly wider body. That actually means this is going to tow very nicely, because when the axle, the tires sit wider than the body of the camper, maybe it looks a little funny to you, but it provides great stability. Like, if you're going to try to tackle somebody, you don't stand straight up and down. You squat down and you spread your legs out. Same kind of concept here. Now, you might notice how there's like the little anti-slip pads on here. One of the cool things on a NoBo is they have step-up fender wells. So if you have to stand on that to secure cargo on the roof, you can do that here. The door is anti-slam. We got those handy MORryde stable steps to keep you from jostling around. Then we've got front and rear corner jacks helping do the exact same thing. And I will say, they did a good job of outside storage on this one. Now again, the rear outside storage is technically shared with the inside, but the fact is they give it to you and let you do with it what you would like. The double propane tank is a nice thing here. I tell you, one of the things I would do, and again, I hope you appreciate the transparency that I have here, but I'd be throwing a power jack on this thing. It's just, it seems silly to me anymore that there's so many manual jacks. There's a couple things like Cherokee has this neat little quick jack that's pretty cool, but I don't know. When you're looking at laminated stuff like this is not the least expensive trailer. I'd have put a power jack on it. There is a outside shower, a black flush, and
one of the other neat things here, we'll take a peek at the roof. It's actually a fiberglass roof. It's not a rubberized roof. It still has seals that you need to maintain, but like a little bit easier cleaning kind of thing. Oh, yeah, I almost walked right past it like an idiot. You got these magnet holdbacks with this big, giant compartment here. Now, this is all the bed, under the entire bed, max storage, but remember, that does bleed through to the inside there. So you may choose to do some partitioning or something like that. The fact is, with all those wood studs, you could really use that as a blank slate and customize it a little bit and, you know, make some compartments if you chose to do so. Now, I always kind of laugh whenever I see these really aggressive off-road tires like this. I always think to myself, is that supposed to, like, help the tires not spin out in the mud, or what is the deal there? Now, notice, too, there's no, like, awning arms built onto the RV. When you extend the RV, it's kind of like the awning that goes over the back of a toy hauler. There's generally not any arms that come down, but if you notice on the front and the back above the baggage doors, there's these little clips right here. There are little stability mounts here. There are arms that can drop down from the awning, so if it is a little breezy, you don't want it flip-flapping around in the breeze, you can shut that down. Yeah, I think we're pretty good down here. By the way, under that rear big baggage door, there is a gas grill quick connect. So if you want to do some black stoning or what have you, you got a neat little spot to do her there without lugging along separate propane stuff. So as you can see, for me walking around up here, it does have a walkable roof. I will tell you, like I am 200 pounds right now in the morning when I get on the scale. Now that's before I put on my work boots and stuff, so I'm probably 210 after lunch or what have you. I'm up here, I'm okay. I can feel some flex under my feet. Now, flex doesn't necessarily concern me. It doesn't have the zero flex feel, the peace of mind I have when I walk around on like a GeoPro roof or something like that. But it's okay, I can get up here. Now, you might be noticing these two black runway lines right here. Those are the base mounts if you want to add like a pro rack mounting system, if you want to add kayaks, roof mount bike racks, cargo pods, things like that. This basically has the pre-prep done so you could mount one of those in here. And so I thought it was fending? That's a combination, I think, of fitting and ending, like fitting at the ending. Okay. It's fending that we end our trip here together by the fire, because that's how most camping nights tend to end as well. Hope you enjoyed the information around here, guys. If there's anything else I haven't answered, you have other questions, something you like, dislike, or just aren't sure about, leave us a little comment, let me know. And short of that, hit that subscribe button, follow along, and remember, we're family owned and operated, and we look forward to the opportunity to earn your business. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylet camping at the fending, everyone. What? Okay, so real talk. Please be careful getting up and down off of any RV roof. I mentioned this just because coming down off the NoBo, I about bit it. Now, I'm up and down off roofing all the time, and thankfully, taking smart precautions probably saved me. Basically, guys, stay low and go slow. What happened has nothing to do with the trailer. It could have been any trailer. Just my foot slipped. It was a little wet. It's actually starting to drizzle a little bit, and my foot slipped a little bit as I was transitioning from the roof to the ladder, which is the most precarious time. It's that exchange because you're at the highest point and your footing is changing. Stay low, go slow, and maintain 3 points. You can't see because my mittens, 3 points of contact. So 2 hands and 1 foot, or 2 foot and 1 hand. That probably saved me from maybe a trip to the ER. So just take it from your Uncle Josh. Don't learn the hard way.